Urban Meyer, the head coach of the Buckeyes, joining us now here. And Coach, we know what the rest of the world's definition for success is for this team. It's a national championship. When you articulate team goals, though, what do you say?
Well, we talk about two things, and this is just kind of old hat. We don't even use that word around here because, you know, one team at the end of the year is crowned national champion. That's so many things have to go right as far as injuries, and so we talk about playing for championships in November. Our thing, we always talk about get to November at a championship level. And even last year when they took when we were not allowed to go to a bowl game, we still were given a chance to win our leaders. So that was our mantra. You get to November and win a championship, or get to November and compete for championships. You do that, all your goals are in place. And the other thing, I just want to maximize our team. I don't think fundamentally we're maximized. So two things. One is get to November and play for a championship. And number two, let's maximize who we are as a team.
Coach, this is the fourth time you've taken over a program. What are some of the challenges you have the second year of programs that you didn't have the first year?
Challenges, it's actually, I won't consider challenges. It's going much faster than it does the first year. This time, our players would tell you that the worst part of practice last year was the walkthroughs, because they really didn't know what they were doing. They didn't understand especially on offense, because it's a brand new offense. So the challenges, I don't consider them challenges. They're great benefits of the second year. We're going at a much faster pace. Everyone knows our routine. There's no glossy-eyed guys. Now, why are we doing this? What about this? What about this? They're just going. And that's the key to being able to focus on fundamentals. Last year, they're just trying to figure out to go right or left. Now we're spending an inordinate amount of time on fundamentals.
Coach, you talked a lot about last year and the leadership that you had. Who are some of the leaders that are stepping up to the plate for you this year?
Great question, and that's going to be the success. Either we have a successful season or not. On defense, where we lost most of our leaders, and that was Christian Bryant is a guy that's really stepped up as a leader. I think he's a very good player. I think his potential to be a really, really good player. But his leadership right now, he's without question on defense. He's our spokesman. He's our guy. He's our energy. Ryan Shazier is another one that's really stepped up as a leader. This time last year, he was, once again, just trying to figure it out. And then C.J. Barnett is the other leader. And so that's two guys in the back end and the linebacker. That's kind of where you want strong up the middle, strong leadership.
How about some of the young guys that have stood out so far?
Well, Noah Spence, you watch stage practice, you know, our twos can't block him. And he's a defensive end from Harrisburg, PA. And last year played about 222. He's up to 255, 254. And he's playing very well. Adolphus Washington's playing very well. Those are some of the young players on defense. On offense, Nick Vanette and Jeff Hireman are not necessarily young guys, but they're kind of unheard of players, and we're going to use both of them. They're very good tight ends. And then I'm trying to think Taylor Decker is a guy starting right tackle is really coming on.
What's one of the ways that you're going to be able to take some of the pressure off Braxton Miller, particularly in the run game, to be able to find some guys that are going to be able to elevate theirs?
That's the key, what you just said. If there's someone else, there was a time last year, because I help call plays, where Braxton was our only playmaker, the only guy that had confidence. We started the season with Jordan Hall, I thought and he hurt his foot, so he didn't play. And we saw Carlos Hyde develop, and we saw Philly Brown. So we have many more weapons than we had a year ago. That's the only way to take pressure off a quarterback, is have good players around him.
That being said, you've made no secret of how highly you think of Braxton personally. When you talk about him elevating his game, what's next for him? What can he do to get even better?
Well, quarterback is one of the most unique positions in all of sport. You know, it's a position that every player and 10 other guys look to him every snap. You have a bad day, it's because your quarterback had a bad day. If he comes out with a bad attitude, I shouldn't say bad attitude, if he comes out with a little bit not with the energy, not with the passion, your team plays like that. So the amount of pressure put on that position, you know, I've been around for a while, and I've never seen another position like that in sport, where it's so much of the offense counts on him. And he is night and day compared to what was a year ago. I mean, he's one of the first guys out now. He's taken, we do our conditioning before practice. He's always out in front. And he's now taken the approach is I'm going to lead by example, which is really critical for him to do that.
What's it like with the staff the second year? Is it much different?
Oh, it's much different. I had 7 guys I really didn't know at all, part of our staff a year ago. And the easy thing at a place like Bowling Green, when I put a staff together, and Coach, you can relate to this, is that, you know, you're paying them $25,000 a year. That's their first job. You tell them to jump, and it's how high, because they have no bank. Guys here, they've been coaching for 30 years, 25 years, and some at really high levels of, you know, football, and you try to explain this is the way it's done, and they keep going back to maybe something. And there's plenty of different ways. I'm not saying our way is the right way, but our way is our way. And I'm not feeling any pushback whatsoever. Everybody's on the same page, and it's a good place to be right now.
Head coach of the Buckeyes, Urban Meyer. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.